Welcome to Maureen's meditation page. These meditations are offered free in service to the divine. If you're interested in working with Maureen, learn more at headtoyourheart.com. So tonight we're kind of doing what I'm calling like a rebirth, recycle type of a meditation. And it's basically about like right now it's like kind of the whole world seems to be kind of breaking apart, and so like it's a paradigm shift. And I wanted to use that opportunity to talk about our inner world and what goes on with us, and that sometimes we're so afraid for things to change, and we're so afraid for things to actually break apart, which makes sense. It is frightening. But what I want to say is that we have to sometimes break up to have a breakthrough. And that whenever we're feeling like we're falling apart, that you can only fall into yourself. So to not be afraid of the breakup, to not be afraid of the falling apart, because it's going to lead us into ourselves in a deeper way. And it's a part of life's cycle that things fall apart and reorganize periodically. This is a very natural cycle. But as humans, we actually get a choice about, do we want to hang on to old patterns or do we want to let them go? And that it's a really organic thing for the birth, growth, death, and rebirth cycle. So tonight we're going to be doing a meditation around that and around the surrender of that and being in the fluidity of that, to tap out of that limited, this means that, or I have to do it this way, and break us more into a quantum fluid space where anything can turn into anything. And to know that we all have the capacity to create new realities all the time. We just don't think we can. And that we need to unload all of the stuff, all the baggage that we're carrying around, and all of the worries and the things that we're attached to, that this is an opportunity to unload all of that, to create some space inside for what wants to come in to you and what is ready to be birthed in you, what is ready to be expressed. And that it can't do it if we're too cluttered and we're hanging on to everything. So, is there a pattern that you've hung on to for fear of letting go? Is there something that you've been resisting or denying? And has there been a pattern or a behavior or a way of thinking in your life that has kept you small, or that is keeping you from being the best that you can be? Something that you've done for a long time and maybe there was a good reason, but now you're ready to let go. So just contemplate that, because we're going to use that in the meditation. We're also going to consider something that you want to have come in that hasn't been able to. So is there something that you'd like to see manifest in your life that hasn't been able to come in? And so just put that on the table too. Because again, we're going to drop into a space, hopefully to make some room for that and to allow that to come in. We're also going to work with knowing that if you want freedom, you have to welcome back the part of you that you've refused or denied, because that might be the part that's wanting to come through, and maybe you've denied it, maybe you've refused it. So a clearing out of patterns that are old and no longer needed to invite in a new way. So I'm going to start tonight by asking you all to just close your eyes and drop into your breath. Notice your breathing. Easy, settling in. And as you're breathing in, activating your heart with your in-breath. Settling into that beautiful space of love. Just inviting in that divine presence to be present with you tonight. So we're going to do a series of breaths, which I'm calling the Celtic cross breath. And it's going to be breathing in front of you and behind you and to your right and your left. And then we're going to be finishing the breath because we're wanting to go vertical. We're wanting to connect to the cosmos above us and to the earth below us. So we're going to be doing a series of breaths to accomplish that. So first of all, just bring your awareness to the space in front of you. And that might feel like the future, or it might be whatever's in front of you. And just imagine breathing in the parts of yourself that might have gotten scattered off into that. And just breathing back the parts of yourself and calling those parts of yourself back. Breathing in and out of that front space in front of you. Calling yourself home. Calling in the now, the present. Disengaging from the future. Disengaging from whatever's been in front of you. With your out breath, just letting it go. Letting go your attachment to it. Breathing yourself back into you. Now we're going to move to the right. And just looking in the direction of the right. What's been at your right shoulder? What's been on the right of you? And just calling in any scattered parts of yourself that's been engaged in the outer world, scurrying around. And call it back and pull it back in to your right. Breathing out what no longer is needed. Calling all the bits and pieces of yourself back to you. Reattaching to the now, to the present, that solid center. Waking up your whole right side with that in-breath and just bringing awareness to you on your right, joining you in the front. And now, what have you walked away from? What's in your past that you might still be attached to? And breathe in from behind, calling yourself back to the present, no longer attached to past stories. Breathing out anything that's no longer needed, anything that wants to go. Give it the freedom to go with the out breath. Breathing into your spine, into your backside, awakening. Backside of your awareness. And calling that into the present. Inviting that part of yourself now to join the right and the front, to the here and now, to you sitting in presence, breathing. Bringing yourself into oneness, piece by piece. And now to your left side. Breathing in from the left, engaging with the left side of your body, inviting all of the pieces of yourself that might have gotten fragmented off, all of your activities today, calling it home. Very gently, with the out breath, letting go whatever is ready, whatever you can breathe out that is not needed. Just bringing in the clearest from each side. Letting everything on the left now join into oneness with all of the other quadrants of yourself. Now take a moment to breathe in the center and just imagine the breath going through each of the nostrils and effectively engaging the left and the right and the front and the back. All that you could breathe in from all directions at once. Front, back, left, right. Bringing you to oneness, to that still point. And now that you've collected yourself a little more, now let's engage with that flow of love, with that divine essence. So invoke that presence, that wisdom, that love, however that universe or source or God shows up for you. Breathe in from above and call in that divine presence. Let it radiate down through your crown and into your heart. And imagine that you're getting aligned with that flow of love. And this is stilling you even more, bringing you to your center, calling in God's love, Goddess love, however it shows up for you. Allowing it to bless you, center you, awaken your pineal, activate your heart center. As you do, allowing it to drop all the way down and down until you can gaze at the earth beneath you. Here we are, sitting and living on Mother Earth. So now breathe in from below. And let that breath come up to your tailbone and up your spine, centering you, grounding you. Breathing in that love of Mother Earth, that nurturing, and let it engage with the cosmic love from above. Letting them meet, dance, and swirl, so that you become a conduit of this beautiful energy from below and above. And as they engage, ask that you can drop in to your depth, deep inside, creating a space that you can work in tonight, that you can sit in, and you can embellish this, make it a beautiful, sacred place. It's where these two energies meet, and you might imagine that it creates a field inside of yourself, dropping into your quantum place. And it might show up as a beautiful place in nature, safe, loving, beautiful. Or it might just feel like a sensation, an experience inside of yourself. Just drop into this space inside where love of the below engages with the love of the beloved above and creates a space. Here, you have room for everything. This is a safe haven inside the vastness of your inner self. Call in your divine connection, or your angels, your guides, your inner wisdom, however that is for you. Invoke that now. Imagine yourself surrounded by love, by the guidance that you need. And see yourself positioned in the center there. In this space that is beyond the material. This limitless field inside. And you can breathe into that. And as you sit there, receiving and being in this space, invite in whatever is broken in your life, any pattern or past habit that is ready to be healed or retired. And let divine guidance lead you. And just whatever it is, just welcome it. Make space for it. Invite this old pattern in like an honored guest. Imagine it sitting across from you. And we're just being with it initially. Do you have the presence and patience to just be with it without judgment? This old pattern, this old way of being, just let it rest. It's been working so hard for so long. And if there's been any judgment from you toward it, just release that now. Just be in acceptance. This has been a long part of yourself. There's no need to reject or judge. Just be with it. Because only when we accept something and stop resisting it, can it have any possibility to transform. So take your time. And as you're sitting with it, you might get a sense. It might even tell you or express to you in some way what it needs to make the transition for a better way, or what it might need to heal, or what it might need so that it can finally retire, because it's probably exhausted. Ask, what do you need? And what do I need to provide so that this can retire or transform or be healed, whatever the case may be. There may be a very good reason why it's been locked in this pattern. Just check it out. Talk to it. Experience with it what it needs. Or perhaps how you might need to shift with it to give it the freedom to evolve or heal or simply retire. What could it evolve into if it could? How would it heal itself, or how would you heal it if you could? What would take its place if it retired? And you can ask for help from any of your guides, angels. Ask for that help. Allow it to have whatever it needs to make the transition to heal or retire. With the energy of your guides and angels, you can bless it as it begins its transformation or its healing, or the beginning of it shifting. Just bless it and give it your blessing to go or to evolve. You're no longer resisting it or even being attached to it, just being with it in a very real way. Asking divine light to come and help. Show a new way. Whatever's not ready to leave, just offer that over entirely. Offer it, any residual, over to divine presence. You can just offer it as if there were a river running through your sacred place. And you could just offer anything that's too big for you or that you don't know what to do with. offer it over to divine love. You're no longer carrying the burden. Offer it to the divine to carry so that you can focus on what you need to bring in, and you can let go of whatever pattern's been nagging you, it's been pulling you down. Just offer it over. It's no longer yours to hold. You could say a prayer as you offer it over to help you with this. Because as you do this process, you are making room for what wants to come in. What wants to come in? What has been waiting? Is there something that has been put on hold? Something that you've been resisting or denying or afraid to try that is ready to come in? A new way of being, a new way of thinking, a new pattern, a new habit. Something you want to have that hasn't been able to come in. Take a moment and invite that in as an honored guest. You have all this space for it. Just like with the other, you're simply being with it. No pressure. Just simply inviting it in as an honored guest to give it space. This new beginning, this new way that would like some space within you to express itself. Open your heart to that. See how it would feel to bring this in. Notice if you were to bring this in and make it a part of you, what would that feel like? Would it feel grounding to you? Would it resonate with your body? How does your body respond? What do you imagine your life would be like if this new pattern began to manifest? This may be a part of yourself that has been denied. It's been waiting. and waiting to manifest. Part of you that's wanting life. If you want to have freedom, you have to welcome back the part of you that you may have refused or denied. Now is your time to care and nurture it back into existence. Imagine giving it its rightful place in your sacred space so it can grow and take root. And ask your guides for any help that you might need to give this life, to help it plant inside of you a firm place where it can grow. In a way, this process is like cutting away all of the cobwebs and all of the static and the old stuff that got in the way, and coming to a cleaner place. This is your purest essence that's wanting to come through in this one particular area. We're making space for it inside. See if you can get into alignment with it. This new way. I'm just checking again if there's anything that needs to shed off in order for you to have this. Just lovingly detach from the old way. Turn it over to divine wisdom. And turn to the light of what wants to come in. What is ready. Breathe into that. This is freedom. your time and get clear on any details around what's wanting to come in. What's the clarity that you need to resonate with to have this be so in your life? Taking you down and down to tell the truth of the truth of the truth about where you really want to be. And just breathe into that. And bless it. Welcome it. And invite divine presence to lead. Divine wisdom will show you how to usher this into your life in divine timing. We don't know the timing. Let divine lead to show you how to usher this into your life in divine timing. You can let go of any attachments to it. Any attachments in how you thought it should look or your own plan. Let divine show you how this is going to fold out. Maybe it doesn't even need to show you. Maybe you just need to trust that it will, as you need to know. Turning it over to the divine to lead the way for you and for the greater good. And see how when we're more authentic and we get in touch with that deepest part that wants to be manifest within you, how that is contributing to the greater good for all, not just you. It all fits into a greater pattern, much bigger than you could ever imagine. See yourself as being ready to take that on now. And all the good it's going to do. Everyone you come in contact with, not just yourself. Certainly it will for you. But it will shift you. So now just let that go. You've done your work on it. You've turned it over to divine love. And now just let divine light enter your sanctuary and wash over you. Bring in the light, your healing ground, your incubator, and let the force of love wash over it. Let that force of love dance with you now, leading you. Weaving with it in harmony. There's nothing more you have to do. Just dance with the light Let it fill you. That vastness inside of you is all light, it's all love, it's all clarity. It's shifting you, shifting your frequency to a higher vibration. Higher vibration. He's embracing everything that you are becoming. It's showing you the way. It's making it easier and easier every day in every way to shift from the old patterns that no longer work. And you can find new ways, and the light will illuminate your journey. Soften around all of that. Let it in. Breathe into that love. Breathe into that light. It's inside of you. It's shining bright. Let your radiance shine. It lifts your heart. It lifts your voice. It lifts your mind. It shifts your psychic field. It recalibrates your energy. And with all your heart, you're aligning with the divine. You are loved. You are precious. You are important. Take that in. Before we come out of our journey, just check in and see if there's any messages your divine love needs for you to know about any of this. I'll give you a few moments before we come out. So breathe into that. Take your time. And when you're ready, shift your attention out of that sacred space, that vast sanctuary inside. And just feel your skin, your hands, your body, just feeling the light inside of you, emanating out, illuminating out. Let that lead you out. Let that lead you, with every breath, lead you back into your outer awareness from your inner awareness. Thanking your guides, thanking that sanctuary inside, thanking yourself, thanking the old pattern, thanking the new pattern, thanking everything for being a part today. And I say to you for being you. Thank you for being you. And take your time coming out. Thank you for joining in on these free meditations. If you're interested in working with Maureen privately, learn more at headtoyourheart.com.